Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by the one and the only online trading academy, an academy that trains people just like you how to trade and invest, whether it's for short-term income strategies, which we discussed in the last segment. On this one, we're going to talk about longer-term retirement strategies, 401ks and IRAs. And we had a lot of people texting in and also going to the website for a free investing class. And in these classes, we talk about how the markets work, how to make smart investing decisions for income strategies and for your retirement strategies. So you can easily text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class, or you can go online to invest with OTA.com for these 2 seats. We have these classes during the week, on the weekends, also in the evenings. So for you 9 to 5ers, yes, you can attend. You just got to pick a date. So when if you do text in the word investing to the number 210, you'll get a text back with a couple dates here to see which one works best for you. We'll also make sure we get you a call. That way you can find that date that does work the best for you, or simply go to investwithota.com and do it on your own. So, Al, in that last segment, we did discuss those income strategies with futures, Forex, and options, even the stock market, because that's what everybody knows. So we have to make sure we address on the show here on Investing and Trading Live what all the different opportunities are in the markets. Stocks are great. They're, like you said, one of the best things ever invented. But you made a good point. They are expensive. Even with prices down on the year, I mean, a lot of stocks, you look at Apple down, I think you said 29%,
Correct.
Tesla probably
68%.
68% or 66%, Facebook, which is, or Meta, formerly known as Facebook, just like Prince, formerly known, right? They're down significantly on the year. So going back, that Meta's down 66%, Snapchat down 82%.
Yep.
You look at what else is down. Well, I think you get the point. They're down a lot. So it's not, is it the right time to buy now, or can they continue to go down? Yeah, they can continue to go down. So if someone has a longer term portfolio that they want to create a retirement strategy with a 401k or an IRA, what are you helping people do with right now? I guess let's just say if they don't have enough in that portfolio and stocks are still expensive to them, how do you help them build that on a quote unquote, or a relative, that's a relative word, smaller account?
Yeah, well, that kind of gets down to what we talked about in that last segment, the shorter term income strategies, because one of the things that disappears when you retire is income from your job. But the bills still are there. Being alive is not free, by the way. In fact, sometimes when you go into retirement, the cost of being alive increases. So with that income from your job gone, a lot of people just rely on pulling money out of a 401k or 403b or whatever your employer-sponsored plan is, if you have one, or an IRA. But what you're doing is you're dwindling down, you're minimizing a pile of money that might run out before you have the years that you have left to live due. In fact, I had read an article at one point in time, I think, that the average male outlives their retirement funds by 8.9 years, and the average female, it's over 10 years.
Think about that for a second. So people just don't have enough to retire.
That's right, and they don't necessarily realize that until they go into retirement. But here's, I think, the scary thing is that up until 2022, there were a lot of people out there that felt that they were going to be okay because they saw their 401ks go up in value. Now, all of a sudden, they were blindsided by what's happened this last year. And now there's unfortunately a lot of people out there that were excited about retirement that are now just dreaming about what it could have been. We don't want that to be you. There are strategies you can use with small amounts of money using futures and the foreign exchange market and the options market. So you can take a small amount of money. They trade with leverage, which is like a kind of a magic bullet. It means that you can have a small account that controls a much larger investment. That's leverage, like a mortgage on a house. Maybe you have a $20,000 you put $20,000 down on in a mortgage, but you own a $200,000 or $300,000 house. That's leverage. You can do the same thing in these markets using for the foreign exchange market, for example, has a leverage of about 50 to 1. With options and in futures, it depends on the strategy you're using and the component of the futures market, but anywhere from maybe 10 to 1 to could be 100 to 1. But that's what gives you the opportunity to participate in these markets with smaller amounts of money, but controlling a much larger investment. That's what the institutions are doing. That's what the pros are doing. I mentioned Warren Buffett. He does that. I don't think you could find a hedge fund manager or a professional trader out there that hasn't used or doesn't use these leveraged assets. Again, we mentioned futures and Forex being available 24 hours a day. So if you have a 401k account and you're afraid of putting that money into the market, again, with these leveraged assets, you can have a small amount of money and still participate. But the number one thing that we teach you, regardless of what you're trading, whether it's stock, futures, Forex, or options, is how not to lose, how to be protected. So if you are wrong, you're protected. And the two biggest mistakes people make in investing and trading, number one, they don't know when is the right time to buy, and they don't know when is the right time to sell. And then I'm going to add a third one, they don't know how to protect their assets.
Yeah, you're right. Just to kind of double down on that, you can trade futures, Forex, and options in your IRA.
Yeah, in a self-directed IRA, you can. That's
or
right.
a self-directed 401k. So these opportunities are available to you, and you just haven't been shown how to do that. And Al, you help a lot of people do that as far as how to get started in the right accounts for those different goals and objectives that you do have. If you want help with that, just text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for a class. Al teaches these classes, so you can ask Al these different questions on what you might be able to do with your retirement account. Text investing to the number 210. So you just mentioned a great point there. When to buy, when to sell, but also how to protect your accounts. Right. A lot of people have suffered a lot of losses in their 401ks and IRAs and are looking to stop those losses. How do you protect a retirement account?
Well, there's a number of different ways of doing it. If you have a self-directed IRA, you have the opportunity to have what is essentially a life insurance policy, or not a life insurance, but an insurance policy on your portfolio. It's a strategy using options. So if the portfolio goes down, the option will go up in value to counter that, or maybe even give you a profit there. You can use stop losses in a self-directed IRA. If you're trading futures, Forex, options, if you're trading stock, you can use stop losses. You can't do that in a 401k or 403b. You can use the leveraged assets in those self-directed IRAs that allow you to participate, again, with a small amount of money, but you also have the opportunity to participate. This is probably the biggest thing that is going to impact your ability to be successful and live the lifestyle you want in retirement, is the ability to profit in a down market as well as an up market. And you can do that in these self-directed IRAs. In your 401k, are there things you can do? Can you trade within that? Absolutely. And we talk about that in these classes. Most people listening, I'm guessing, really don't even know what they have in their 401ks. They know that there's some kind of mutual fund or some kind of an investment they have, but they don't really understand it, and they're not managing it. You can manage the assets within your 401k. And one of the things you want to try to do is to reduce fees. If you have $1 million account and the fees are 5%, that's costing you $50,000 a year just in fees. You got $1 million account and the fees are only 2%. That's $20,000. Yeah, only 2%, only $20,000. That's still a lot of money. How about zero interest rates? And you can do that when you leave a company for whatever reason. You can roll that 401k into a self-directed IRA where there are no fees. And that's important. But within your 401k, there are different assets available that have different fee schedules. So that's one way of managing your assets within that 401k.
Yeah, that 4-letter F word in the financial industry is fees. So why would you just openly and willingly just give money away in fees? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So you have the ability and the opportunity to do that yourself. And some people say, "Oh, I don't want to take out my retirement accounts." Well, if you're paying a bunch of money for someone to just hold it, where you can hold it yourself, what's the difference, right? And then
Right.
you have your best interest, but you have to learn how to do that and see what those concepts are. And that's what we discuss in these investing classes right here at our local academies. These classes, I mean, we go through what are some of the opportunities you have to remove or lower fees in your retirement accounts, but really most importantly, protect what you worked all your life for. Some people work 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to have enough to retire. And let's start protecting that and then do that on our own terms. Text the word investing to the number 210 to see what those concepts and options are. Text investing to the number 210 or go online to invest with OTA.com. That's invest with OTA.com. Now, we're rounding third right now. Even though it's football season, we're rounding third and going home right now to the final stretch of the show here. And I want to inspire people to get started. It's a new year. New Year's resolutions are a lot of financial New Year's resolutions are on a lot of people's minds. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Let's help people build that future. Text investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for an investing class. We'll be right back.